Hey, okay. So let's get started. Today we'll have Forever Michonne in chat, and I will be in the bathroom, not the Harry Potter closet, podcasting live. Anyways, so let's get started with Orange Kitty and Glenn wanting to be let inside. Come on. And then we can say the point of this podcast, as the last four have been, is to say fuck Gimple. And so fuck Gimple. Fuck Gimple. Fuck Gimple. Fuck Gimple as I'm reading this quote that Butler just posted in the bunker. I thought she was saying the fuck Gimple about the podcast, but no, she's just posting quotes that he said and being like, what the fuck? It's understandable. Anyways, I'll just go ahead and mention what quote she just posted. What Andy did tested my desire to keep torturing him because it was a horrible thing to see, the way he embodied the pain and even felt this pain was very raw. I'd be lying if I say it didn't put me in a bit of a weird existential place of me playing God and Andrew playing Job. So anyways, Gimple sucks. And fuck Gimple. And fuck Gimple. Yeah, this will be a shorter podcast than usual. And Forever would like to say fudge Gimple. So, yeah. Fuck Gimple and fudge him. And lots of other F words. Frick him. Frack him. Fuck him. Fuck Gimple. All right, and for this one, besides saying fuck Gimple, and fuck Gimple, I was thinking we could reflect on things about the show that we miss that are now lacking, either because Carl is dead or because the show just took a deep dive because Gimple fucked it, so fuck Gimple. Also, AMC, gotta give credit where credit's due. AMC, those blood-sucking, greedy little bastards. Yeah, so under the Stuff You Miss thread, I posted that I miss some particular dead characters, such as obviously Glenn and Carl, Sasha, Ty, Noah, and even Beth. What the hell? And I miss the characters that I grew attached to actually being those characters instead of, how did I say, they were just like puppets, maybe really well acted puppets, but they're just kind of jerked around at randoms, like all the actors are, I don't know, they're not playing a consistent character. It's almost like you're watching them doing acting exercises, like play a character who's really pissed off, play a character who's cocky, play a character who doesn't have her shit together, play a character who's overcoming something like that. That's kind of what it feels like. Which, of course, the writing isn't the actor's fault. That's not what I'm saying. But that's certainly what it feels like. You can act the crap out of a scene, but if the writing for the rest of the episode or the rest of the season makes no damn sense, it doesn't save the character or the story. Let's see, other things I miss. Genuinely enjoying the show, looking forward to Sundays instead of dreading them. And looking forward to Mondays when I would talk to all my coworkers about what happened in the episode. And now it's kind of embarrassing to mention I even watched this show. I miss feeling like anything that happens in the show matters and might lead to something interesting. I was foolish enough to believe that stuff in the show mattered, even well into Gimple's reign. Um, uh,
Hello, people.
oh, hello.
Yeah. I don't know if I could stay on long. I just saw y'all was in here, so this must be a continuation of Fuck Gimple.
It's always fuck Gimple.
Hmm.
Yeah. Me and FM are going over stuff that we missed in the show, so I'll go ahead and read some of the stuff that Forever misses about the show. Forever misses being excited for Sunday rather than feeling like it was a chore, and misses seeing the Walking Dead costumes in Halloween stores. Are they really good?
Oh,
I don't really go to Halloween stores.
I'm-
So, Liv, what are some things you miss about the show from back in the day?
oh, I missed that when 7x12 had a sex scene and they cut it out, so we never got to see it. So that's what I miss. Let's see. I miss that Daryl never got eaten by a walker. Oh, I really miss that. I miss that my wait, what time this come on from 9 to 10? That when I was doing nothing, like absolutely nothing, I'll still be doing nothing. So oh well, I won't miss that because I'll still be doing that. Let's see what I miss. So I miss that Carl's gone. That's a real thing I miss, and I miss that this show is going down the drain.
You miss the fact that it's going down the drain like it happened in the past?
Yep. Like it had already happened. So I missed that it came back and now it's going back again.
Oh, okay. Just trying to understand here.
I really do miss that scene we never got to see though.
Mhm.
So I really couldn't miss that because we never got to see it.
Yep. Tragedy
Why,
in 12
Cat?
parts.
Why?
Yeah.
My life is such a lie.
It really is because Rick and Michonne have never had sex.
They sure didn't. That bitch a virgin. Virgin
But it
Mary.
happened in Gimple's mind, so.
No, she a virgin. Andre is Jesus and Mike was Joseph. Oh,
So
wait, that's how that.
Andre's coming back. When
Yep.
Beth comes back, she's bringing Andre.
Well, reincarnation. So could he be reincarnated? He would have been reincarnated. Wait, no, Carl's older than him, so he can't be reincarnated to him.
Andre and Carl will be reincarnated as Beth when Beth comes back. She'll have their spirits.
Did you see that picture Chandler Reed had? I was laughing when he had like his
Chandler
face with
Riggs.
Lori. Mm-hmm. I
Mm-hmm.
could not stop laughing at that. I was like, this boy's stupid.
It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. He was like, I'll be back. It's a ghost. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shoot. What are some other things
What was your
that
favorite season?
my favorite season?
Mm-hmm.
Season 4, but really just 4B.
Yeah, mine's too. I think like everybody can agree 4B, 5A were phenomenal. After that, it was just like, mediocre.
Yeah. I think the stretch from 4B, the first 3 episodes of season 5, is like my Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. It
That's my
is.
shit right there.
That is. That is. The writing was so leveled. It's so it was like it was good for everybody. Like I don't know what four they did. I don't know what they did it for, but they need to go back to it. Maybe they need to go back to Terminus.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe like cuz it was Gimple was just figuring things out on show running. He wasn't going all crazy trying to
Kill everybody.
overcomplicate things, so he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
going too off kilter, and then the further it got along, he just went just insane, or maybe AMC got crazier. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Who is
Yeah. So
Forever? Forever says that she missed having good defenses for the show. You can't really defend anything past the New World.
she said I
you
can't.
can try, but when people say this show is trash, now you're like, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's That is true. And also, she agrees that 4 is the best because it is the best. Oh, I remember
Where is
being
Evans?
excited.
She.
In the chat. You can't see her unless you're in the chat.
Oh,
But yeah, I was real excited for Scott Gimple back when he was first announced as showrunner because he had written a lot of episodes that I liked. So I thought, I mean, I had issues, still have issues with even the seasons he didn't work on, just not as egregious issues as I have now.
yeah, but you want to assassinate him right now? It's like it's really he's like the hottest man in America right now, like literally, and not in a good way.
Yeah. Uh,
Like net neutrality, more Gimple, and then let's skip it. Let's put Gimple net neutrality more.
well, I mean, I haven't had a week-long podcast for the FCC or
but
more,
we
so
did. It's it's like things America hate right now. FCC, Gimple, and more.
well, honestly, I felt more sick leading up to 808 than I did thinking about net neutrality, so that just shows how fucked my priorities are.
Yeah, but it was kind of like net neutrality was bound to happen after all the
Well,
media
bound
started hating each other.
to be repealed. It's been happening, and it unhappened.
But we were too busy looking at Gimple kill Carl, so we couldn't pay attention because that was way too hard to like ignore. I'm like, yeah, they're just gonna kill Carl. What? Like, I just cannot believe he did it. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, wow, you really killed Carl. This ain't even Andrea. This Carl.
Yeah, it's the full fucking point of the show, whatever. It's no big deal.
It's
Just
not even Sasha. It's Carl. Like, Carl.
yeah.
Just Sasha's death was just. It was sad, but it was like, oh, okay.
I mean, like every other character in the show is just a character that you're really attached to, and they're part of they're like a patch on the quilt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Carl is like the thread that keeps everything together.
Yep. And all you about to have is patches
Without,
playing
they're
all over.
like, yeah, it's a mess now. Like, what is the point? He's the kid that's supposed to be learning from everything that everyone else does, and then it all passes on to him
Mm-hmm.
at the end or at some point. That's the transition, and no one else can take his place because even if you have some other kid, that's not a kid that we've seen go on the journey that Carl has. No other kid has been here since season one. And if it's like Judith or the Gleggy baby, then they don't know what the world was like before. They're not even gonna know what the world was like from
How does
seasons
she know
one
she's
through
having a
8.
boy?
Huh?
How did she figure out that she was having a boy? How many months pregnant is she?
Did
3?
she figure out she's having a boy?
That's what it said in the spoilers. Like, I don't know. I don't remember seeing it, to be honest. In the
I
spoilers, they said that, but then I saw it and I was like, how do they know she's having a boy? But I don't even remember seeing them talk about that.
I don't remember seeing him talk about it either.
But if you look at the spoilers, it said Maggie finds out she's having a boy, and that's why I've been saying spoilers were even wrong like a day before it posted. Like, that's why I was like, what?
What episode were these?
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to
What
think. I saw something where it said Maggie finds out she has a boy, and it was in the spoiler section. I'm trying to think because I
it
remember.
might not be as a part of a summary or a Q&A if it's just a random observation or something, or if it's just something that said this is from TSTF, it isn't necessarily a
Cause I,
spoiler.
I remember, cause remember they didn't talk about that episode that Carl was dying, cause they held out on it. But then I saw Maggie had a boy, and I was like, well, how the fuck? But then I didn't see it.
Well, if so, it was spoilers for 808.
Yeah, I think so.
They never
Yeah,
posted those.
or
So
807. I promise I seen it on the walk, the Tell It to the Dead, because I was like, wait, they didn't spoil it. But then they had Maggie's having a boy, and I was like, wait, where did this come from? I promise I see that shit. I was like, okay, maybe they just spoiled the stuff around it, not his death.
okay, well, I was in. Oh, well, anyways, talking about stuff that matters and not spoilers that don't exist.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck were we even talking about?
How Gimple sucks.
Yeah, like I guess that's. Oh shit! I accidentally played my YouTube. Yeah, so Gimple sucks. Season 4 was the best. And they killed Carl. Right, so they killed Carl.
I like how you have a
They
weak
killed
line.
Carl and then Liv threw us off into spoilers that don't exist. And anyways, Judith and the Gleggy baby can't take up the mantle because they will have been born into the new world. They never experienced seasons 1 through 8 of the post-apocalypse, or the world before the apocalypse. So it's just not like a legacy in the same way. It's just a different thing entirely. Like there's an entire like section that just gets cut out with Carl. There's, the whole fucking point just gets just gets axe murdered or bit by a walker and dies of fever.
Yep.
So,
That's
but
so sad.
yeah.
He has an Andrea death down to the T. Except, well,
Well, no, because see, Andrea went out saving somebody and as part of the Whisper War, and Carl went out helping some random guy in the woods.
oh,
Uh,
well, you know what death I was really talking about? Not the comic book one, but the TV one. That's what I was thinking.
oh,
Because she kind of died like that too. Like she got bit, and then she was on the ground, like, "Don't let this change you, Michonne," or some shit she said. I don't know, something like, "Don't be alone," or some stupid stuff. And then she like died, and it's like Carl's gonna say the same thing just to his dad. Be like, "Dad, change you."
well, no,
Hey,
he's gonna say, Dad, you should let this change you and you should spare Negan.
yeah, that's true.
So it's the opposite. It's not don't change, it's
You should be
change,
like,
Dad.
"Dad, don't let my death be for nothing, which it will be, and you'll spare Negan, which then this would be pointless." I'm dying.
It's like, Dad, let my death be your final lesson so you can ascend to Jesus Rick.
Jesus Rick, Jedi Rick, Jesus Rick.
Mm,
I don't know what this show direction is. They don't know what they want to do with Rick too. I feel like they don't even know what they want to do with Rick anymore.
probably not, because the obvious conclusion where Rick dies and Carl becomes like the leader is fucked. And it's also fucked not because Carl was like Rick's son or his shared his DNA or whatever. It's just because Carl was the person that Rick was raising, and he was the kid of the show. Like, if Carl wasn't Rick's biological son, if he'd just been like some orphan that Rick had found in season 1 and raised, then it would be the same thing. They just cut out the kid that was supposed to
Rick,
inherit the leadership role, and not because like, oh, my dad was the leader therefore I need to be the leader, because he was the kid that was learning about the apocalypse and coming into this role. It's not like a monarchy thing, like it has to be my son because he's my son. It's like there isn't another kid that can fill these
that's true.
shoes in a legitimate way, because there isn't another kid that has been here since the beginning that has been
Wow.
growing.
Rick totally lost everything. He lost his
Yeah.
son, his wife, his best friend. Dude.
Yeah. And there might be something that, like, Gimple wants everyone to lose their old world connections or something. So there's just the new world, but it's
Yeah, but
Well, I'm gonna say it's not realistic that every single person that survives the apocalypse has no, or like survives long into the post-apocalyptic world has no old world connections at all. That's not
that's what it
realistic.
looked like it's ending up being.
Yeah, that's just statistically ridiculous. That
It
like
is getting.
incidentally, all the people around me I've never met before ever. I mean, it's there would be circumstances where most of the people around you are people that you only met after the apocalypse because it's going to force a lot of groups of people that have never interacted to suddenly be around each other. But
But
it's just kind of ridiculous.
I remember, you know what else is getting kind of ridiculous to me too? Because I remember, like, I don't know if it was an interview or something, but they were talking about how they were gonna start getting less away from automatic weapons like guns, and was supposed to like use like more, I guess, like older style weapons. I don't know what the proper word I'm looking for, because technically they should have been running out of bullets and guns and gas, like gas and
Like
guns
melee
in that,
weapons?
huh?
You mean like using more
Yeah, like
melee
arsenals.
weapons?
Like yeah, melee, yeah, like melee weapons, stuff like that, like the hilltop, like the hilltop
Hmm.
did it, and I was like, okay, that was the end, and I was like, eventually ASZ and Negan will have to get there too. I don't care how many bullets you find, you use them up like fucking air. You shoot up everything every day. Bullets just don't magically grow on trees.
Well, they do when you have a magic bullet formula that you just like punch into the air and then bullets fall out of nowhere.
They're really like an infinite ammo type of thing. Like they put in a cheat code, and that's pretty much how this works.
Basically, that's what Eugene's bullet formula is. It's just a cheat code. He can like hack the world. Beep, beep, boop.
I can't find my cats. I don't know where my cat's at. Oh well, it just better not be in the kitchen. But I was like, cause I was looking at an interview. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and they never did it. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, now it's not making sense because y'all still use. Matter of fact, the weapons are getting even more like out of this world. Like we finding RPGs that still have the
Mhm.
little blow up things. Like where, where'd you get the bomb from? Or the ammo for it? Like get out of here. Next you'll find a tank that has actual tank weapon, like tank arsenal, and you'll still be using it.
Yeah,
I
tanks are
don't
kind
know.
of a thing on this show.
They did have one in at the prison.
Yep,
Hmm.
go rolled up with that thing.
Like we need more guns. Where you gonna find some that work? Cause also too, like just cause you find guns don't mean they'll work. Like you gotta clean them out. Something could happen to
Hmm.
them, and they just find all the guns.
You gotta maintain those things.
They Jadis was like, we have to. What Jada said. Wait, what Rick said? We got some. We cleaned some of them. She was like, we have to work. Bitch, yes, you need to clean them guns if you want them to work properly.
Yeah, it's like God, I hate the fact that they allied with the GPK at all and were just totally confident that they were their allies at first. Like these are the laziest sons of bitches.
Yeah, I
Like
think. Yeah,
that just still annoys me that they showed no sign of being even like like the barest bit distrustful of the garbage pail kids. Like,
her name is
come
Jada, so I'm
on.
assuming that's supposed to
Like,
be Judas, the dude in the Bible, if I'm saying it right.
yes,
Judas.
Judith. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was rolling on that. Yep, and she gave him a left hand handshake or a right hand, something that you're not supposed to do. Uh,
Yeah, just being in every way obvious.
yeah. I wouldn't trust a heifer when it's like 800 degrees outside and you wearing a black trench coat. Like something already wrong with you.
And it was like, and this is like Rick, who in season 5 and season 6A was the most paranoid motherfucker on the planet, and then all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, I guess there was a time jump and some other shit happened, but then Negan shows up and kills some friends, and Then he gets a few speeches from people, and now he's like, yeah, I trust everybody that I run into. These garbage
Even if
people
they want to
who's
eat
yeah,
us
yeah,
or
these
kill
garbage people who threw me into like a little
a pit.
gladiator pit and kidnapped Gabe. They're cool. They're cool.
Yep, they're
Oh, and
not
they're
gonna
late.
try to fuck.
They're lazy. Their catchphrase is "We take, we don't bother." We can definitely trust them when we're,
Yeah,
facing up against the saviors whose motto is "We kill you and we take your shit."
and if you don't kill you, we'll still take your shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, that you know what? That is so like that stupid. This plan is so stupid. Like these people blatantly told you we're going to kill you and we don't like you. You go back to them and ask, "Hey, want to be allies?" I just told you I kill you, and I did betray you. Like I didn't just say I did it. Was gonna do it. I did it.
Yeah,
I
like
literally did it.
like
I shot you.
Michonne is like so beat up she couldn't join the war effort. She almost died because of these people. And he's like, "Oh, you just grazed me."
Yeah,
Like,
baby, that
oh,
black
yeah,
guy don't give a
because it's all about you, Richard. Oh, as long as you weren't shot, you dick.
like that black guy will go away. We definitely need their help. It does not matter. You do not need their help. You don't need numbers if the numbers are gonna get you killed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, either, okay, and you can't trust them, so you got to manage them. So, either their numbers are so insignificant and easy to manage, but then why go through all the trouble of securing them in the first place when you know your ass is going to get shoved in a pit again or something, or they'll kill you on sight, whatever. I don't know. It's just a big, huge risk to put one of the leaders of the three communities on the chance of getting like some little dumb fucks, or they're a huge force, and then how are you going to threaten them if they're
Yeah.
insignificant enough numbers and you're threatening them like, oh yeah, we're going to roll all over you if you don't help us? Like how now you have to keep that massive force in check, or they'll just like roll out of there again. Like, hey, you guys can't actually threaten us. We don't want to be here. Let's just leave. Or like it's a gamble to get them, a really
Hmm.
risky gamble to get them, and then it's a gamble if you get them, it's a gamble if they're gonna stay around. Like there is just no possible avenue in which getting the GPK at
Hmm.
any time was a good idea.
Nope.
I could permit it in 7B just because they had no other options at that point, and they didn't really know that the GPK was, untrustworthy. But at the very least, they should have been suspicious. They're gonna be like, well, we're all in. We got to do this, and so this is our only option. Then I could like, yeah, okay, I get it. But they're not, they're not really at that place anymore. And they already know that the GPK is a bad deal. So if they're going to be all in, they need to be not with the GPK.
See, but then that would have, like I said, because then you would have had the fact that you would have had more numbers against you. You would have had Negan and then the GPK against you, which technically you do. Like, you still would have, like, you have them against you, I guess. Because when the first time they told you no, you had Negan and the
Yeah.
GPK to deal with.
Hmm.
Then you go back and ask them, and they're still suspicious and iffy. Like they left you to die, Rick. Like they left you. They left you get shot up. So that's
They,
still a fuck you.
not even just they left him. Like when he first rolled up in the GPK, they had just participated in a battle to destroy Alexandria and they lost. So they're an enemy, and he's rolling in like,
I'm
want to
just
be
not.
a friend again? Like, no, they were never your friend. Like,
Yeah, like they
ignore
told you
them
from the
or
get
kill
go.
them.
They told you from the get go they didn't like you, friend. Like they didn't like you. He was like, that's
the,
okay.
the first thing they did was steal from them, and the second thing they did was kidnap Abe or Gabe for finding them, and the third thing they did
That whole model is
was
alarming.
throw Rick into a pit with a walker.
We don't take we don't wait, we don't bother, we take. That whole model is alarming. Like you be what?
Hmm.
So you just lazy and you
Hmm.
steal. Like this the worst kind of partnership you can ask for. A
They,
lazy thief.
they're just like the GPK and the Saviors are like either natural enemies because they both work the same way and want to take stuff for themselves, or natural allies because they have the same fucking philosophy.
Well, Negan ain't that lazy though. He do at least go out and extort people. They don't even
He
do that
he's
much.
still pretty lazy. It's
Uh,
still like
that is, he don't
he's
go out,
still
but he get his
he's
lackeys.
he sends his people to go. Oh, and Forever is leaving, but she also wanted to mention that that's why the kind die, because they find resolve, but then the evil die too, and the weak inherit the earth. That's a Morgan quote from Clear. But
Well, Morgan ain't inherited nothing because he's going to fear. So
yeah, he's inheriting fear.
yeah, he's inheriting fear. So that's a good quote if he was still on here, but he's not. So boo boo.
He is. It is a good quote because the weak inherit the earth. That's the saviors and the GPK.
Oh, that is true. Damn, that's some over the top philosophy type thing. Now that you think of, like, that's some crazy stuff.
Like the saviors whole philosophy is stupid, and I've
It's
been
like
over this
I
before.
believe.
Like it's just unproductive because
And Rick don't inherit the earth because he make bad
yeah,
decisions, so he getting killed off.
that's why they're all dying.
Bad decisions get you killed off the earth.
Well, no, bad decisions keep you on the show if you're Daryl and Negan, but if you're anyone else,
If you're in the hands
well,
of the white
actually, no.
man.
Bad decisions have kept Rosita on the show, and bad decisions have kept Tara on the show. So
But
I don't
Tara
know.
doesn't do
Maybe,
enough.
maybe we've changed, and now everyone who makes bad decisions stays alive, and
Well,
everyone
that's
who
why
makes
Michonne's
good
still alive because
decisions
she made
dies.
nothing but
Yep.
bad decisions this season. Just
Yep.
bad.
Just lots of bad decisions.
Rick
Well,
too.
actually,
God.
not lots. She didn't make that many decisions, but they were all bad.
Yeah, for the two decisions she made, they were terrible. That's why Carl is dead because he was the only person that didn't make quite terrible decisions, and now he's dead for it. He should have made something stupid. Damn. Shoot. Well, I guess going into that Walker pit, I mean that Walker thing to clear him out with Sadiq was his like issue, but damn, that's fudged up.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I can see Carl wanting to help somebody with their, whatever makes them feel connected to their mom
Mm-hmm.
or honor their mother or whatever. But it's also like we're in the middle of a war, and this is Carl, and he
Them
needs to
being
keep his
so
family safe. So maybe instead, and there's not any particular reason why we just gotta head out there right now and kill some walkers and release their souls. We can, hey buddy, let's go back to Alexandria, and you got some cool walker traps. We can set up those walker traps, and over time we can kill all the walkers and release their souls. But in the meantime, if you want to like eat and maybe help us out against these people trying to kill us, that'd be cool.
something I noticed that the show keeps doing. They keep saying like what helps with the team to make bad decisions. They'd be like, but we need numbers. You'd be like, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody is that desperate to find numbers to get them killed. Like, you happen to luck up on a hilltop because you met Jesus, but not everybody's the hilltop. And they didn't even have that many people. Like, you already got one kill because you stabbed that dude in the throat. So that's like
Mm-hmm.
one less person to help you. Then I think no, they saved that guy. They saved him, and that's it. Like you got like maybe 12 people at the hilltop. Maybe is it that many? Fuck, I don't even know.
There's a bunch of people at the hilltop. They just don't have names or personalities. But
Oh,
there
or
was like a huge group of them that we saw in 7B. Yeah, the hilltop has a lot of numbers. They're just it's not a well developed community in terms of story.
okay, because I was just like, I just don't understand. There's 12 people. What is Michonne talking about? Like the hilltop. He was like, there's not no numbers. I was like, yeah, there isn't. Just like five people. We expect a Rambo Negan with five people.
Yeah, yeah. No, the hilltop has a lot of just random nameless people.
Yeah, they got them FEMA trailers.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like, we need
there's
numbers.
a lot of people at hilltop. They're just not individually important.
Mhm.
But
There's
yeah,
no numbers. There are fucking no numbers.
so
No
that
numbers.
cycling back to the savior system is
Cause
stupid and moronic because there it's the post-apocalypse, and you can only scavenge so much before you run out, so you need to start producing things, kind of like they do at the hilltop and the kingdom, because they have agriculture there. And what
yep.
does Negan do? Well, people can only produce so much. um, a certain number of people can only produce so much,
It's
but
so
then the
fast.
saviors, instead of making more things, just leeches off the stuff that people who make things, like the producers, make. So
Mhm.
the producers make 50 things. Instead of Negan sending his people out to produce more things, they just come and they snag something from the 50 that the producers make. So the same amount of items still exists in the world, but instead of someone making more things that can support all of the people in the world, they just take from a limited amount of people who are producing. So it is a terrible system for keeping anyone alive. And he's apparently the saviors have this like huge network, and I don't know how the fuck they keep it going since they're so huge, but they don't make anything. They just take everything from the like little tiny communities that actually make shit. So that's a whole lot of organizing and keeping people down just
I
to steal from this limited supply, when they could be taking all of their people and using all of that land that they control to produce food.
First of all, I don't see why Negan just couldn't be nice and work with the rest of the communities. Cause he ended up doing it with the kingdom, but the kingdom was kind of intimidated at him because he had a lot of folks. So it was kind of like, well, I'm gonna
I
keep.
mean, he wasn't really working with the kingdom. He didn't. It wasn't a trade. They just took stuff from the kingdom and hadn't killed someone beforehand, so they're still just taking.
Yeah, but remember, he said Negan never been inside the gates, and he never would. Well, I don't. I'm
Yeah, but
sorry.
that's still not like treating them nicely. All he still just took from them.
Mhm.
He didn't give anything in return. It wasn't like a trade. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to produce bullets and you can give us some melons. It was
Yeah,
just
but
like, we're just taking
why?
your melons.
I mean, of course, it's just like, but why couldn't Negan have done it? Like everybody would have been okay. Like everybody would have been fucking okay. Like Negan would have provided with guns. They would have provided them with less tainted pigs, and everybody be happy.
It's because Negan has two options. He's either an incredible moron or he's fucking evil.
Or he was well
And
produced and
apparently,
written
in
by Gimple.
yeah, well, no, he was
Kirkman.
that was originally by Kirkman.
Yeah, Kirkman. I was
So
thinking like this
that
Negan.
particular change to Negan, like that particular aspect of Negan, is still from the
Yeah, I
comic
was
version.
like,
There might have been
with
a
Gimple's
few
touch.
changes.
That's what I'm gonna say. With Gimple's touch, produced and created by Kirkman with Gimple's touch.
Hmm. Yeah, and in the comics, Negan has apparently an epiphany when Rick tells him about the barter system, which is a
Mhm.
very basic economic system
Mhm.
that Negan apparently never heard of.
How you never heard of the barter system?
I don't
You
know,
have
because
an orange, I have an apple. We trade with each other. The
he's
end.
a fucking idiot, and Kirkman was desperate to redeem him. Like, oh no, he's not evil. He's stupid.
So you telling me they never taught you about barter
It's
system
a, it's
in
a,
public school?
no, and it was where it was like he knew what a barter system was. He's like, oh, like I bartered, and then he scoffs at it, and then Rick just explains the definition of a barter system, and then Negan's like, oh my god, that could work. Like, you're a
He was
fucking
like, "You
moron.
murdered my best friend for this." I'd be like, "You bastard! You could, we could have all lived happily if you would have just like, fucking shut up."
And he's like, oh, this could work. Like, oh my god, you're not even consistent with yourself. How can one person just be convinced by someone explaining the definition of a barter system? Oh my god, that can work. Like your entire philosophy was that you had to kill people to keep them in line, but now all of a sudden you hear a barter system, and now your whole philosophy is going like, oh, people can get along. They can just trade.
Do you
Like,
think that The Walking Dead should be interacting with more people or less people?
what do you mean?
Like I know right now we're in like with communities and stuff, but should we be with more people or less? Because the killing rate on here is ridiculous.
Like, do
Like
you,
it's
like
sad.
should the population of the communities be
Yeah,
higher
should
or
we?
lower?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Like, should they be more? Yeah, like should they be interacting with more people? Like, yeah, we got like the group, but not everybody's dying. So it's like, are we gonna be with less people to like interact with? Because they're killing people left and right. Like they're getting a little bit unrealistic on the rate of killing people. Like they're like taking life for granted in this show. It's just like, well, this is not the end of the world. Pow pow. Like there shouldn't be a human being after. I don't know. Just because I feel like at the rate of them killing so many people, they should be having less interaction with people as in humans and more with walkers again. Because you like killed everybody.
Well, maybe that's the point Jesus is trying to make.
Because they have to be a purpose on why you're killing so many folks. Like, let's be honest. If this was a real zombie apocalypse, I don't think we would kill people that bad like we would now because our nerves is bad. But it's like you wouldn't interact with many people human wise, so that's the one good thing. And then the second thing, you wouldn't just be killing up people. You like this show is just on some savage shit with killing. Like it used to be walkers, now it's just well, we're just gonna kill all the humans. No,
No, it was always about killing humans. Even way back in season two, that the basis of the show was always, well, it's a zombie apocalypse, but it's about people, and that people are the bigger threat. So walkers aren't really the issue so much
I
as people
get that.
in the apocalypse.
I get that, but you saw how the saviors just slaughtered the kingdom people. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, okay. Like you just killed like maybe 10% like I don't even it's gonna be a high ass number percentage of like the community like you intertwine with. So like the pool is small. Basically, this is what I'm saying. The pool is small. And you got like maybe 20 people in there. And like five people drown. Okay, like there's still some people. And then a couple of more people start drowning. It's just like, all right, we need to like get these people out the pool. It's that's I mean, I get that. I understand that the humans are the bigger threat, but it's like at this point they won't have a threat anymore because everybody's dead.
Yeah, I mean that's the point that like Jesus is making.
Yep. Well, Jesus is a smart man. I must be Jesus in the apocalypse because I feel like I haven't even watched this season all the like besides skim through it or read about it, and I'm just like the rate y'all going. You annihilated the kingdom, and then they took out some saviors too, and it's like we shouldn't see more saviors. We should be seeing less. Even when you see like, well, I remember when Negan was talking to them on that stairwell thing, it looked
Mm.
like there were more saviors than it were like than the last time we seen them. It's like, but we just killed like half of them. Why am I seeing more people? It should be less.
I didn't do a count, but most of the saviors that they killed were ones at outposts, and we haven't seen those outposts before. The saviors that are at the sanctuary, they're just like a separate population of
How does
saviors.
Negan have all this fucking power? Like for
I
just
don't
some outpost?
fucking know. It doesn't make any damn sense.
It's like he has 20 outposts, and you'd be like, well, how did
He
he like?
he practically works harder to like oppress other communities than it would be just to fucking farm his own food. Like you got to go so far out of your way to go to the hilltop and the kingdom and wherever the fuck else he goes to get food from.
So
Like
he's
that
getting
clearly he has to be getting food from other communities because the kingdom and the hilltop, being that they are much smaller communities than the saviors, cannot produce enough food to keep themselves sustained and also the saviors.
yeah,
So
so eventually you would end up killing somebody because they wouldn't have enough to give you too. Like when he was like, well, next time I come here, y'all better have something good. And I was like, how? So you think they're randomly gonna keep finding boats with stuff on it? Like you really be serious, Negan? It's the fucking zombie apocalypse. Nothing has value anymore.
mm.
Nothing except food and water. Like food and water is the most valuable thing. Everything else, money don't mean shit. TV don't mean nothing. Nothing. You're gonna end up eventually killing somebody anyway because you're gonna be like, well, this is junk to me, and I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, his system is just
Yeah.
it's stupid. It's like he's either an
He's like,
idiot or
mhm.
evil, and he's probably both. That's not at all an efficient system. That's not a system that can sustain itself. It's not one that's going to give you the most rewards. Just fucking farm, you lazy asshole.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you kill everybody, you still got to farm. You'd be like, well, you've killed everybody, and you still have to plant these things.
Like, just fucking grow your own food.
Yeah, yeah. When he said that, I remember when he said that to Rick. He was like, "When I come back here, you better have something good for me." And he'd be like, "Okay, what's good for you? Like, what is that?"
Yeah, like, what do you define? These aren't clear instructions. Like if this were a job, there'd be a lot of turnover.
You'd be like, "I quit because my boss said he wanted something good, and I didn't know what the fuck he
And
wanted."
like and then I had to guess what he meant by something good. Like I'm just supposed to read his fucking
I was
mind.
getting written up. He was like, "I had to have something good. I was getting written up." And I was like,
But
"Well,
I have to have something good, and you have to know all my allergies. Just
mm-hmm,
know them.
mm-hmm."
Just know my
Are they ever
favorite
gonna bring up
color.
the tainted pig thing? Because I feel like the tainted pig thing could have like led to something, but then it was like, well, just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just to explain how they fed the pigs.
It was like, well, these hungry ass pigs just eat zombies.
Yeah, there's like, well, what are they feeding the pigs? Are they feeding them like other animals? Are they feeding them food that people can eat? They're like, no, I'm just feeding them walkers, and because you cook the meat, it's okay.
Yeah, it's like how is not eating Walker pig like any not bad for you? And then
If I guess if you cook it, it kills the virus. Probably that's my explanation.
they were feeding it. It was like Negan shooting blanks and shit. Oh, let's talk about him. Yes, this right here. He has to be the most rapiest rape person like on TV right now, and he's getting away with it because like the women aren't, I guess, screaming. But if we all call what it is, if it look like a duck, quack duck, a duck, guess what? It's rape. I don't care.
Yep, it. He's like it's he's raping them like by coercion. Their choices are die or live in squalor or be with them, which aren't great decisions. And just because they picked be with him is it doesn't mean it's not like he makes this like shitty circumstances that they live in, like the squalor that they would be
Mm-hmm.
living in at the sanctuary, is because his fucking system is stupid.
Yeah, like that's so messed up. So like, if
It's
he
like, oh,
was
you can get the.
Oceanside, he would just make all the women be his wives or workers. So it's like you either work, you work for you fuck me. You'd be like, that's bad options. Or how you like? I don't know, cause I kind of find that creepy. And it was like, and nobody on like, cause you like as a person that watch, you don't question it, cause none of the women are screaming. But then it's like, yeah, your options are die or fucking marry, or fucking, I guess, be pretend married, because I doubt they're like real wives. So you'd be like, or pretend to be my wife. And it was like, I guess I have to be with you because Sherry loved the white, and she couldn't be with him, and she was crying and shit. Well, not crying, but she was like, this is interesting. And she just left. She's like, fuck this. I don't love Negan or any of these people. I'm out. That rapist. What is the what? And I think Arat likes him, or Arat, or however you say her name. I think she likes him.
I don't know. Pay attention to her.
No, cause I only reason why I said that, cause remember when Negan Olivia was watching Judith, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I've made you feel that bad. Well, I could fuck you real good, dick you down or something." And then she just magically end up to be the dead person. He was like, "All right, pick somebody," and she just happened to pick Olivia. I mean,
Maybe I don't know. Maybe she was annoyed that Olivia didn't keep a good inventory,
or maybe she was
or
annoyed because she was by her man.
Or maybe she was annoyed because or
Carl
she
was
just picked Olivia because I was the only Alexandrian she talked to. It all like, I want to kill someone I know. I'm gonna kill that one.
I'm gonna kill one because that's what the writers say, but I really would have probably killed some random Alexandra.
I'm gonna kill that one because the writers have been building up this one so that we'll feel bad when she dies.
hmm Yup. Yup. I don't know. I just miss seven. I mean, not. I miss four A, B, and five A. I think five. I think 5A up until like Tyrese's death was like really good. Or Bob. It's like between Bob and Tyrese because I don't really the
So
Grady arc.
even the Grady stuff was good.
That's why I said the Grady arc was like a shade of gray. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. You can skip it. Like if you binge watch The Walking Dead, you can skip that and not feel like you missed anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you cannot skip A. Like you cannot skip A. Like you just cannot skip 4A in like the first 5 episodes of three. Like of 5B. I mean 5A. 4B 5A. It just was like that was phenomenal. Like you was just like, why? Like I think it peaked. That's when it peaked. Like that's
Yep,
when it had its peak, and it was
with
like, all right.
Terminus. That's right. Best
Mm-hmm.
storyline.
Terminus was so fucking good. Like he bashed them people's heads in, slit their throat. It was eating them. I was like, this is so terrible, but this is so good.
And then like when the termites were out of Terminus and they were like at that school and they were
Mm-hmm.
around the fire and Gareth like looked at the window and then the walkers on the other side and it's like, oh man, people like the cannibal thing. It's like they're basically living as close to being a walker as you get, except they're
Mm-hmm.
smarter because they can like trap you and stuff.
And then they can also have a brain on not eating you. Like this is we have an option not to eat you.
Yeah, just
It
eat
was
you
just
piece by
like
piece instead because they're not
in
so good on refrigeration.
in five, what was it, five, might be when they met Gabe, what was Gabe looking for that they was like he was, I guess, feeling bad about that he had went to that school? What was he looking
He
at? Like,
wasn't he there was just a lady that was at his church. She like played the organ or something.
oh, because I was wondering why he left. He was like, I had to find out for myself, blah 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 blah.
Um
Yeah,
yeah.
he had
I think he was just like looking for supplies when they first ran into him because he ran out of food.
yeah, he got all his congregation people killed. I was like, sadness. He locked them out. I was like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabe's come a long way. Like I used to hate him, and I went from hate to dislike to Simi. Daryl just like took his place. And like I have no real like I don't even know why I don't like Daryl. I just don't. It's just like why are you on this show?
I mean, there's so many reasons to dislike him.
He's just like your brother. Like I like Merle way more than I like Daryl. And like Merle was a piece of shit. He was racist. Didn't have no core. Like he was so he had nothing about himself that was like good. And he was just like, yeah, but you're more entertaining to watch. Daryl only does one thing, and that's nothing. Talk like this.
I think it's, Merle at least was like consistent or like he was what he was, whereas Daryl
Exactly.
they can be like, oh, he's Rick's brother and he's a part of the family, but then everything he does, is, there's no consequences to his actions.
Merle was a wild card, and I think that's what made him
It's,
so good. It was like you didn't know what you was getting out of Merle. He'll either help you or just kill you. He killed that
yeah,
boy.
yeah, I think, and Merle was played by Rooker, who is a better actor.
Yeah, Ruker is the man. He is like shout out Ruker. You dope. Too bad they
Yeah.
kill you off soon. I think they had changed his death too. Like he wasn't supposed to die that soon too. But then it was like, yeah, we're just gonna kill you off now. It was like whatever.
Yeah. Maybe I think I remember something like that too.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, I just came into work. He was like, you're dead, but he was alright with it. He was like, ah, whatever. I mean, there's bigger and better things going on out in the world, and he
Yeah.
has pretty a stellar career. I mean, he's on the Guardians of the Galaxy too, so I'm pretty sure he was like, you couldn't kill me fast enough.
Yeah, pretty much everyone who gets killed off the show goes to
Oscars.
do cooler
And
things with their lives.
they do. Like Michonne, I don't think she can ask to be killed off right now. They'd be like, girl, no, you better stay your stupid tail right on this show because you ain't going nowhere. Cause she hot. She doing Marvel. Like she didn't even have to die to get on that. Like John B, he did. I hear kittens.
That's Orange Kitty.
Orange is his name just Orange Kitty?
His name is Tuna Fish Original Gangster Garfield Oliver's P. Catastrophe, but we call him Orange Kitty.
Okay, it's like I call my cat Baby Cat. Like his real name is like Sylvester or something, and then we just call him Baby Cat just because well he's a baby and he's the youngest of the kittens. I mean cats. Yeah. Let's see what else about The Walking Dead.
Fuck Gimple is what else about The Walking Dead.
Do you think it will hit to season not 10? Do you think Walking Dead to get will get to 10 or it will be canceled by then? I know people want that to happen.
Um, I don't know that I have enough information to make a real good guess. I'm still wondering if they're even going to get to season 9. I'll hazard a yes, they'll get to 9. 10 is something I don't really have any information to speculate on. I hope they don't even get to 9, frankly.
Do
Unless
you
9 just is 16 episodes of Negan
Gimples
dying over and over again.
Gimple's getting unemployment? And he'd be like, "Well, we can fire Gimple." Be like, "Yeah, but that's not bringing Carl back, so we might as well axe the show."
What I really want is reshoots of season 8 finale, so that Negan dies, and then the show can end.
But what on what note? Like, I feel like just
On the
Negan
on
dying.
on the note that civilization, that there is peace in the world and civilization will move forward, and that the show doesn't need to go on anymore, it can just stop, and also I get the peace of mind of knowing that Negan is dead. That's what I want.
Yeah, but Gimple, not Gimple, Kirkman. Well, Kirkman and Gimple always talking about how they know how the ending's gonna be, and I'm like, do you possibly know that? You didn't even know you was gonna kill Carl, let alone know the end. Get out of here.
um Yeah, I don't know if Gimple has mentioned an ending. I know Kirkman said that he has an ending for the comics, but that's separate. He can do whatever he wants. Gimple, maybe there's some stuff in the show that he can't control. That's going to be like AMC says do this. Like, oh, okay, well, that kind of messes with my end game, but I'm Gimple. I don't have a spine. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it.
I, I just think I don't know. Gimple was like, "Yeah, we're killing Carl off," and I was just like, "You had to go to AMC to okay that. Like, you don't get to kill off people like them and be like get and not get in trouble for it. It's just one of those things that's not happening." So we
Mm-hmm.
can blame Gimple and AMC because they approved it. They literally was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and kill him." Man. I mean, what is it gonna save us a couple of millions?
Mm-hmm.
We paid him to not do anything anyway. Kill him off. Like I just feel like that's how
Well, he wouldn't
AMC
he wouldn't
rolls.
have made even a couple millions.
Oh, that's true because you get paid per episode, and he didn't have that many episodes to get in, so probably
Yeah.
what, like a few
And
thousands, maybe.
when he was as a as a kid, he wouldn't have made that much money. The thing he could have, when he turned 18, could have gotten more money as an adult.
That's
So
true.
in that case, maybe it would have eventually amounted up to a few millions, but
It was like,
kind
let's
of
kill
depends
him
on.
off.
I mean, it depends on what his hypothetical contract would have been.
Oh, terminated because that's what they did.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? None of that you say that, like that kind of pisses me off even more. Like you didn't even let this kid cash out. Like you
Mhm.
used him as a kid for cheap, and then you killed him. Like, it was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he was cheap when he was a kid. Now he's 18 and he can cash out. And not saying he was even gonna ask for some crazy ass like $700,000 per episode, like Andy and what's his name. Like, get the GTFO out of here, because you knew he wasn't gonna do that anyway, and you killed him. You didn't even give him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like AMC was just like, oh, kill him. How much would I be saving this year? Oh, a few thousands, good, because we was going broke, or we wasn't going broke, but we could just save that money.
Yeah, and it seems like they I mean there were just other characters they could kill off before Carl if they really wanted to save some money. Um,
A Daryl.
yeah,
They could have
Daryl,
saved a whole. They could. That's like
Negan.
five actors. By killing him off, that's like you could save. That's like
Yeah,
killing off
and
five
then
actors in
and
one.
then I mean, from a business perspective, really the guy to kill is Negan because the ratings keep tanking. But even if he has good merch sales, the merch sales can continue even if he's dead. It's not like when you kill off a character, suddenly people don't buy their merchandise anymore.
Mm-mm.
Only when you kill a show and people stop being interested at all do they stop buying the merchandise.
Uh huh. Yep. 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 I think I don't know. I think the JDM personally just was way in over his head by taking this part. Like, I promise it was like one of those things where it was like, yeah, I'm a seasoned actor and I can do this and that. You're not Anthony Hopkins, man. You're
Hmm.
not Kevin Spacey. Like, not saying you're a bad actor, JDM, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's just some characters you have to stay from because you didn't know how to like present it well. Like, that's just personally my opinion. It's like when you got it, you was probably like, yeah, I can ace this. Like, and it's like, no, you're not acing it. You're effing it up, and people are getting mad.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing.
You're making comic Negan look like a great actor, and it's a fucking cartoon.
It's not a cartoon; it's a comic.
A comic, yes, it's a piece. This is
Drawings.
a drawing on a piece of paper. Ooh, what if The Walking Dead was a cartoon? You think it'd be better?
I do want like an animated version because then you wouldn't have to worry about the kids growing up too fast and everyone can
Mm-hmm.
age at the speed that the story needs.
Uh huh.
So, you wouldn't have people going from mid 30s to mid 40s in the span of 2 years.
Carl's Carl his time jump thing is so funny. He was like 13. It did like 2 years. He went to like 18. He was like, wait, what the hell?
He was 12.
He
But
was
yeah.
he was like 12. Then like 2 years, you would be 14. But in this show, you're 17. Cool, great.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
Glizzy baby can't even walk. So it's 2 years.
So, yeah. The
Yeah,
Walking Dead as an animated show would have been pretty cool.
I'd be like the Animatrix. Except
And
the Animatrix, I never got. Like, I watched it once. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah,
yeah, I've never watched it.
they could do a Walking Dead something. I don't know. They can go with the
Yeah, except then if it were actual animation, they'd have to pay for it, and AMC is cheap, so they would get cheap animation, so it would look crappy.
they get some people that do like animations on YouTube. They'd be like, "Can you do this for us?" Sure.
Yeah.
They got those people that do those Telltale games. And I think that's the cheapest way you can go because you don't really even do any action. It's just a bunch of press yes, press no, press this to say yes.
That's not animation. That's a, oh,
Because I was playing
the-
Telltales of the Borderland in that game. I think they also do the Telltales for the
yeah.
Walking
Telltale
Dead.
is the developer.
And I just like and I played it and I didn't do much. Like, it's mostly you just pick
That's
the
separate from that's the genre of game. It is a point and click adventure.
what's the point? Oh, I
It's
didn't know.
it's not it's not animation. It's a video game. It's a point and click adventure. That's a whole genre.
Oh, well, I don't know because I know it's not a it's yeah like it's not an anime, But it just seems so much like one because I don't do anything. Like I just say yes or no, and the outcome is different. Like that's the only thing. You'd be like, had you said no back in the first part of the game, you would have gotten a silver coin. But since you didn't, you got a bullet and you die. I was like, oh,
This doesn't have anything to do with animation. Now we're
so
talking about video game genres and
it
mechanics.
it got Telltale, but it's got The Walking Dead in it. So there, it's Walking Dead games. Have you played one?
Yeah, I've played all of them.
Oh, how are they?
The Walking Dead and Telltale games.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is good. The second one is like subjecting yourself to hell. The third one is good if you go in with no expectations.
What the fuck that means? Like,
That means
no.
expect it to be really bad and not at all like one and two, and just accept it for what it is, and you'll have a good time.
Okay, I was just assuming. Just don't be mad at the end. That's basically, I guess,
No, it's nothing about the ending. It's about the whole game.
the whole thing.
It's not even the last season. No, I
Oh,
mean season three is a separate game. Just go into it with no expectations based off of season one and two, um, and then you just have fun with what it is.
if I was gonna gameplay one of them, I was gonna gameplay probably the first one right now. Then I didn't know what the second and the third one. I just know people was. I think something bad happened, so I don't want to spoiler alert that one. So in the third one, so I was just like, okay, spoil it, not spoiler alert, but spoil it. Do 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 do. Well, how
Well,
about
since
those?
we're pretty sufficiently off topic, I don't even know where we are anymore, and I've got work in the morning.
Fuck
So we
Gimple.
can call it a wrap. Say fuck Gimple, and someone explain to Liv how to stay on topic or what animation is and how the hell does that relate to a point and click adventure game.
It had Walking Dead in it, so it still was on topic.
It was not.
Okay. Who is
If
it?
this were a thread, I would report you.
Shut up.
Hall monitor the
Doc would be
last big
like,
cat.
I know we're mad, but could you stay on topic?
Like, what does any of this have to do with fuck Gimple? Nothing at all, because Liv is on this one.
Of course, because I'm always gonna derail the podcast. The
that that's why Liv does not post in the threads.
so I sure don't. I sure well that it's just like well, still kind of going off topic, but it's like going into the. I just don't post in threads anymore because there's only so much you can talk. Like the same thing you can just talk about and talk about. And I love Rashawn. Don't get me wrong, but like I've seen when they got together, and it's just like, yeah, that's it. Like that's all. That's it. There's nothing more we can talk about.
I mean, you can always go into like a 712 thread and talk about how disappointed you are,
Oh
since you like
hell
to
no! I
bring
can
it
go.
up at
I can. I
every
can.
possible opportunity.
Oh shit! No, I can go like a whole year. Like you see how you go in like a week with this fucking Gimple thing. I can go a whole year.
So that's what you need to do. Just post in the 712 threads how it was a disappointment. Just do that like every week.
Is that even a? Is there even a 712 thread? Like I need to go make
Yeah,
that.
there's a thread for every episode.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't go in a lot of the other areas. Like there was a whole another area they were talking about, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm just all over the place, and people
Just
don't realize it.
go in the 712 rate and review thread and just live there.
It said how you would report me if this was a thread because I'm never on topic. Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Doc will be like, you know, I know this is sad moments, but you gotta get off. You can't do it. Then she purges it, and then she does that's it. And
Yeah.
then mom would come and be like, "Stay on topic."
Yeah. And then I'll tell them it's my fault. I told Liv the post in the threads
Yep, I'm
live
about to
on
go over
air.
there. I'm probably gonna go up there and talk about something that has nothing to do with the topic I'm talking about.
Probably will. Maybe you'll get banned then. Ooh.
probably almost been there. Like I probably been so close to being banned. It ain't even funny. Doc was probably like, "I'm about to pull the trigger on this child," but everybody knows that I'm only just playing. Like 99% of the time, and the not in the other percent, I'm serious.
Yeah, that might be why no one believes your spoilers.
Oh, well, I
So,
spoiled that Carl didn't want to like get. He didn't, not Carl, but Chandler Riggs didn't not want to be on that show. That I spoiled. It's like I don't think he does not want to be here. He's like, no, because he's a kid.
yeah,
He
but
wants to just explore the world.
no one believed you because 99% of the time you're crying wolf.
That's true, but that I told you 1%. I'm serious. I was like, but nobody wants to be unemployed. I don't care. Good money is good money, unless it's
Except
like
for
Rick.
Andrew Lincoln right now, who really wants to leave.
Andy wants to leave.
Yeah, he keeps talking about the end of Rick's story, so he's looking forward to it.
Yeah, but AMC like, dude, shut up. The only thing you about to leave is them keys. So get over there into that trailer and go dress up as Rick and go out to work. That's what they want him to do. That's where he's going.
Well, he's up for. He still
They
hasn't re-upped for season 9. His
yeah,
contract is up for negotiations, and season 9 hasn't been renewed. Hasn't signed a contract yet. So
that's because what they gonna do
we'll
is
see.
they're gonna pull a Fox in a Marvel. So okay, this is I know this is off topic again. I'm not trying to go there, but I feel like with Marvel getting the Disney getting X-Men and stuff, I think they're gonna fire all the people from the old cast and rehire some new people. That's what they're gonna do with The Walking Dead. They're gonna fire everybody, do some weird ass time jump, and then be like, "Yay, here's the new Rick and Michonne. She's white in this alternate universe.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll do.
White woman with dreads, oh lord." I would literally throw my TV out the window and then put it on YouTube for people to see it. And I have a nice TV.
Poor TV.
Hmm. Well, I have to get some sleep because I've been up since like the crack of dawn.
Yeah, you should forget some sleep and then maybe remember it later.
Yep, I sure am. I need to get some theme music for this. We need theme music for the podcast.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, but that would require me to do more work than just say fuck Gimple and then try to figure out how you're going to change the topic.
Oh well, I'll do that easily.
Yeah, but I got to figure out how to reorient the conversation
Oh,
and
you'll do
remember
it.
what
You'll
the
be
hell
like,
I was
and
even talking
live that
about.
has nothing to do with this podcast. Anyway, let's get back to why Gimple sucks and why this is why this is what it is.
So, anyways, other than Marvel, why does Gimple suck? I don't know. Fuck Gimple.
Exactly. Either way, it still ends up to be fuck Gimple. It's just I hope never to change. Like I hope y'all never meet in the world and he find your podcast. You'd be like, you had a whole segment about fuck Gimple. He was like, yeah, I was really mad at you at the time.
Yeah, he can find this. Still be mad at him. I was really mad at you at
Uh-huh.
the time. I'm still mad at you. This is just my legacy of one week's worth
Be
of
like,
just podcasts about fuck you and then also whatever topic Liv talks about.
yeah, Liv randomly goes off with stuff that has nothing to do with the podcast, but hey, why not? I should have my own segment then, so that technically wouldn't be off topic, would
We
it?
were supposed to for have a segment just for you called Live Under the Bridge. When we were first planning the
Oh,
podcast, we were going to do
that's true.
segments.
We don't have enough people to do this. Like it's just me and you right now.
Yeah, well, it's been hard to get everybody to do it for one whole week. I mean, it's hard to even get everybody on Sundays now because no one's like, this is a priority in my life watching this show.
Yeah, because right now I gave up on it. You know, people giving up on it. And people got things to do in church. Like I mean, got things to do other than to just on a Sundays now. Cause I mean, what you gonna do? Nine
Yes.
o'clock's open. We go to church. Some I don't know. Watch football. Mm. Well, I'm gonna start
Person,
seeing it.
so the
Huh?
person in the YouTube live chat wants to know what herpes looks like.
What the fuck? Gimple. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Just say Gimple.
it looks like Gimple. Yep.
Yep, that's the only thing we can do. Who's in a YouTube live chat? Is that Jimmy?
I bet it's Ronin. Or it's Lyra. It's one of
Oh,
them
it's
because
mom.
they're
Is it
really
mom?
in the herpes.
Oh yeah, they did have a herpes. Oh yeah, they gave each other herpes. That's true. What a herpes look like? It looks like Gimple.
Yeah. And anyways, you know, I think yeah, we'll call it a night. I gotta go to work. You gotta remember to sleep or forget sleep or something.
Uh huh. I gotta go to sleep. I've been up all day.
All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, good night,
All
all,
right.
and fuck Gimple.
All right. Do 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 do. All right.
Do do do.
Bye.
Fuck Gimple. Bye.